Hey, how you doing?
Okay, now I'm gonna kick some ass!
Well, I don't think you can make that statement unless you've been kicked in an area that God only meant to be treated nicely.
Okay, the challenge. This will be the final update, hopefully, of my challenge, and I will do another update if I need to. But hopefully, this will clear up everything. So the challenge will be to start a new settlement, and that new settlement will be in Starlight Drive In. So you will need to create a new character so that you can be at Starlight Drive In. What you will need to do is you will need to um, create a new character and um, unlock the and you will need to have Starlight Drive In unlocked and some sort of an update to it done before level 4. Okay, so you can be level 3 3/4. By the time you do your update, that is fine, but it needs to be before level 4. Once you have done your first update, then there will be a weekly update made every Thursday, and that weekly update you will be allowed to have increased 4 levels. Okay, so um, you will increase 4 levels, do your update, whatever that update may be, and then you will, can go on, after you've done your update. Every 4 weeks, there will be a monthly update, and the monthly update will just be a short tour of your settlement as it currently is. So um, it will encompass the entire settlement, everything that you've done to it. We obviously don't need to see spaces where you haven't done anything, but it shouldn't be like a super detailed tour, just more of a kind of look. Here's what we've done so far. Meaning, it shouldn't be a 20-minute tour of what you've done um, in your settlement. Um, but likewise, the weekly updates should only show the update that you've done since the last week. So if you've built some housing for people, put in a water pump, added some plants, something like that, that would be your weekly update. um, let's see. Remember to take into account when you're unlocking the settlement, and also when you are getting ready to do your weekly update, remember to take into account the experience that you'll gain, that you gain when you build. So you will want to, you don't want to be, um, you know, level 3.9 when you finally unlock the settlement, and then you say, oh well, now I have to build something so I have an update. Then you go build something that puts you over level 4. That would not be good. So make sure that any leveling that you do includes any building that you do for that time period. So, um, and likewise, the same thing goes for your monthly updates or your weekly updates as well. So, um, just make sure that you've um, killed off all the stuff that you need to, and built everything that you need to, so that way every last ounce of um, experience that you are going to receive has been made, and all you need to do is record your update. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. You can play ahead. Um, no, there's no rule saying that you can only play up to 4 levels each week and then do your recording and then not do it. If you want to play ahead, you can. If you want to start off and go play ahead, and get 15 to 20 levels, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you are recording your updates every 3 to 4 levels, whatever, So that way you have them, and then you can have them recorded and just save them to upload them after the fact. There will be a total of 12 weekly updates, which means that you can potentially be up to level 47 at the time of your final update. So that would be level 3 at the first one, and then a total of 11 other updates. So um, up to level 47 for the final update. um, uh, like I said, each update should be no more than 5 minutes, because you're just showing off what you've added and updated since your last weekly update. So there should not be, it's not going to be a full tour. It's just, look, this is what I've added or what have you. There, as I said, you have the monthly tours. So there'll be a total of 3 of those, one every 4 weeks, and so you'll do your monthly tour and just a quick tour of the settlement, and so we can get a full appreciation of what you've accomplished in that time period, say over the last month or what have you. um, the weekly updates will need to be completed and submitted, either to YouTube or wherever your place that you're going to be doing your updates, whether it's sharing images or what have you. Those updates need to be posted and ready to go on Thursday night, midnight Pacific time. That is UTC -8. For those that don't know exactly what Pacific time is. And then your monthly updates will be done on the fourth Sunday of the Sunday basically following your fourth weekly update, and that will need to be done as on Sunday at midnight as well, Pacific time. The final goal is to have a fully functioning settlement. It needs to be self-sufficient. It needs to have or all level 3 vendors. So every level 3 vendor there is, and it needs to have um, one settler that's using the scavenging station, one settler that is using the defensive position, and you also need to have one settler doing a supply line, which means that you will have to have at least one other settlement unlocked and ready to go. You don't have to do anything in the other settlement. You just have to have it unlocked. If you do decide to do other building or what have you in another settlement, that's perfectly fine. But that settlement and the updates for that settlement are not part of this challenge. Anything that you do there would be separate. Just keep in mind that that could use up your leveling for, considering you have a new character. So just something to keep in mind there. Man, somebody's got quite the auto going. You guys make too much noise. I gotta get away from you guys. Gee, my Christmas. That's ridiculous. Nobody could hear anything I said. Okay, so yes, so you have to have the supply lines, which means you'll have to have a second settlement unlocked and ready to go. So keep that in mind as well. The whatever quests or activities you do to level up, whatever faction you choose to join, does not matter. By all means, make that faction part of your story of your settlement. That's perfectly fine and encouraged. Would encourage you to try to tell a story with this settlement. So if you want to include that faction, then that would be great. and like I said, perfectly acceptable. But it's not, there's no limit to which faction you decide to join, or also you don't even need to join a faction if you don't want to. Um, the let's go through some stuff that is what is allowed and what isn't. So the first thing is we'll do some of the not allowed items. So no cheat mods and no console commands. I think everybody understands what I mean by cheat mods, but essentially nothing that can give you resources or items that like money, caps, what have you, levels, perks, specials, anything like that. Um, so that would be any mod that can do that. That includes Freemaker and all that kind of stuff. So those would not be allowed. Um, you um, the only glitches that are allowed are pillar glitches and size glitches. So you can use both of those, but you cannot use a duplication glitch to give yourself additional materials and things like that. You cannot give, uh, like I said, any other kind of a glitch that's out there. There's two different types of duplication glitches. Just know that both of them are not allowed. Um, then we go into the Creation Club. Is it or is it not allowed? It is allowed. So, which means everything in the Creation Club is allowed. So if you have the Doom weapon and the armor and that kind of stuff, then that is allowed. I can't restrict you to because of the fact that if you have Creation Club turned on, it's already on. There's no way for you to disable it, so it's already on, and then it's just purely, um, then it would just be purely the honor system, and it's just easier just to just allow it and move forward. It's something that everybody has access to, so it should not be an issue. Um, there we go. If anyone wants to allow access to others of your video and that kind of thing, then you're definitely more than welcome to do that. Just make sure that you share that information, with them. And if you would like, I am planning on doing a consolidation, a monthly consolidation video where anybody that wants to share their stuff, their content with me, I will download it, put it into a video. I may not show all of it just due to size constraints, but put it into a video and then put that out, early in the week, following the monthly updates. Um, if you decide that you also want to do that, that would be acceptable, but you need to get the permission of everybody that you want to pull the material from, their content. You need to have their permission. And also, if you are wanting to do this, and you need to be willing to share your content as well, meaning that you can't use everybody else's content and then not share your own. So just something else to kind of keep in mind in that regard. Um, so um, if you want to make sure that everybody sees your content, you need to share where you are going to be housing that content. So we need to know if you're, you know, if it's on YouTube, then, we can obviously find your YouTube channel. Just make sure you comment in one of my mini update videos, and I'll make sure that everybody knows what your YouTube channel is. If it's some other location, if you don't have a way to put up videos, But you're going to share images, then just let me know where those images are. Or if maybe you're going to do video and put it someplace else, just let me know where I can find that video. That would be fine. That way everybody can at least look on it or look at it, and it helps kind of make the community grow, so to speak. Um, if you are interested in doing this challenge, make sure that you tell me that you are. I have about 10 people that have either confirmed 100% that they're going to do it, or had given me enough of a kind of an update that they were in fact going to do it. So um, I'll put I'll read off their names in a minute. But so if I haven't heard from you and your name's not on this list, please make sure you let me know. And also, like I said, where I can find your updates, that will be very helpful. Um, so the list that I have so far that I've received confirmation from is Quick Smoke, On a Whim 7737, Kevin Alabear, Sushi Cat Gamer, JPIC Odeth, Sardeliac, Morpheus GI, Phoenix, Darren Richard O'Keefe, and Judah. Obviously, I will also be, um, in that list. But those are the people I've heard from. And like I said, if I didn't mention your name and you are planning on doing it, just let me know so that way I can update that list, and I can share with everybody, that you're planning on doing it, where to find your updates, because that way we can all admire your work. So, um, and like I said, I'll put that list of people in the description below, as well as their channel, so everybody can make sure that you're following everybody that you might want to, and that kind of thing. Um, I had contemplated methods and ways of doing updates to, like, basically update and remind people. Um, so what I've settled on is I will be posting a reminder video before each weekly deadline and monthly deadline, 24 hours before the deadline. And that reminder video will just be something simple like, hey, weekly update coming up, what have you, something to that effect. It's just going to be a short little reminder video. Maybe like, you could almost call it a teaser or what have you. And then I will um, do a tweet. I'll tweet out on obviously Twitter, and mention it there. If you are not following me on Twitter, you can find my Twitter handle down below. Basically, it's just same as my YouTube handle, Local 4-Pack. And then also I will post a comment in the Vanilla Fallout 4 Settlements group. So that way, those are going to be the three methods I'm going to do it. If you are not part of any of those, or if you're not, don't have the bell notification on my YouTube channel, I recommend you find either join the Vanilla Fallout group, you follow me on Twitter, or you do the bell notification for my channel, so that way you can see when those updates are coming in, if that's something that you want to have happen. Finally, there will be only a total of 12 updates expected, but everyone is encouraged to continue making updates after the 12th update. That way, maybe there's going to be a lot more opportunity for expansion and updating even after the requirements have been met. So additional updates would be at your own pace. Maybe if after we get going and there's enough people, we may have some sort of agreement where we kind of decide to go ahead and um, continue doing the updates as well. I may still continue doing the updates. It wouldn't be that much of a big deal for me to continue doing the updates and that type of thing. Just kind of depends on where the settlement is and how far it's progressed, and if there's any room to do any additional updates. Um, as I kind of mentioned before, role playing is encouraged. Tell a story with this, and by all means have fun. And as I mentioned in my last update, it's the journey, not the destination. So the destination isn't to just have a built settlement. The destination is the journey of what it takes to get to that point where you can actually build a settlement. So, like I said, questions, let me know in the comments below. If you're planning on doing this and you haven't already acknowledged it, please let me know that as well. And I thank you, everybody, and I hope we all have a great time with this. Bye. Sorry, so there's a couple of points that I maybe kind of missed or wasn't quite clear on in this particular update. So I wanted to make sure I added those at the end here, just so that way it was all clear. The first update deadline will be Thursday, March 1st. So that's when you need to have the settlement unlocked and your very first update recorded and uploaded. When I indicated that it needed to be a fully functioning, self-sufficient settlement, that also means that you need to have full/adequate defenses, whatever that number is. I don't know. Enough food and water generated at this settlement to be enough or more for every settler that you have in the settlement. So if you have 20 settlers, you need to have at least 20 food and 20 water. You need to have enough beds for each settler. All status indicators must be green. So the status indicators that you have across the top when you're in build mode that tells you what the status is of your settlement, everything must be in the green. Happiness should be in the green, but there is not going to be a minimal level that's needed. Happiness is, as we all know, can be difficult to really push up, depending on what items that you use and such. Also, scrapping mods. I've mentioned this before in a previous update, but all scrapping mods will be allowed, as well as any place anywhere type mods, and which is a building mod, and any kind of decoration mods, like OC Decorator or any others that are available to you. So all of those things will be allowed and able to be used. Thanks. Enjoy.
Is it wrong that I was totally aroused by that? Oh, man, I am so excited. I may vomit.
Meeting is adjourned. Oh, I am sorry, sir. I didn't mean to overstep my bounds. You say that.
What?
Meeting is adjourned.
It is?
No, you say that, Governor.
What?
Meeting is adjourned.
It is?